Oh, little fella. Come on, in you come. Come on, girl. Come on. Come on, Vet. Here we go. Good girl. That's a girl. There's a girl. Good girl. So what I do is I just wipe it all down with some hot water, and just in case there's any, you know, cow crap or anything that's kind of been out in the paddocks that is on her teats. And I'm just working with the back teats because the front ones are being used at the moment. And she's got a lot of pressure in there, so she doesn't like it much. But it'll start relieving the pressure and she'll feel comfortable about it in a sec. So if you can imagine the udder has 4 quarters. The front 2 quarters are always the ones, that, there you go. They're always the ones that get drunk out of first because it's the easiest ones to get to. And so the back ones get neglected. So effectively I don't touch the front ones. The calf can have those too. The back ones I just monitor how much, you know, is being taken, and then I'll just take the pressure out, and that's enough milk for, you know, about 3 or 4 litres a day for us to give away a little bit. There is a big difference because this is raw. So the enzymes which help us to digest this milk is in the raw milk. Once you pasteurize it, you kill all of the enzymes. It becomes like a dead protein, basically. It's still, you know, still digestible and all that sort of stuff, but the capacity for your body to understand it is kind of being compromised because it's alive at the moment. It's a blood product. It's alive. It's filled with bacteria and all the beneficial microbes that are associated with milk. So, yeah, we don't sell it. Because we're not selling it, we're not obliged to pasteurise it. In Australia, you have to pasteurise your milk if you're going to sell it, which in France and probably in Spain, I know in France there's laws that allow people to have raw milk and to make raw milk cheese because it's far superior. She just is such a big producer. Yeah, that's the difference. It's and also I don't homogenise it. So in other words, the fats can rise to the top, which means then I can take the cream. I can take the cream and I can take the the cream. Then we can make into butter. And then what's left from the separated milk is what you make cheese with. So once the butter's been taken out or the cream's been separated out, then you're left with skim milk, and skim milk makes really good cheese. So that's sort of the process. And then what happens is once you've made your cheese with the skim milk, then you're left with the whey. And the whey is that high protein, clear kind of material or liquid that comes out of your cheese. And that's highly digestible, high protein. So I can put that together with some cracked corn or some old bread or something like that, and then give it to the chooks, and they get really, they get all the benefits of that protein because chickens are just like a pig. And then when we get piglets, the whey goes to the piglets as well as a high protein. In the old days, the small dairies always kept pigs to have the excess milk that has been slightly contaminated, or and also when the farmer would make the cheese, there'd always be leftover whey. Not wasting anything, and just seeing it as being there's a whole group of things that this milk kind of starts off. So by having a cow, and again, you hear, and I'm not, I believe in veganism for the sake of protecting animals from cruelty, in the agricultural system, and I totally believe in that. But some of the arguments are that, you know, we should just get rid of the whole concept of farming animals. And I'll say, well, we're not. That's really bad for the land in lots of ways. So effectively, having a cow in this kind of a small farm system is like it's like the lifeblood. It feeds us. It keeps the grass cycling in the paddock. And if we do rotational grazing, then it actually builds carbon in our soils. I can bring her into an enclosure like this overnight, and therefore I can collect the manure. And then the manure is what I use for growing all our vegetables. And then during the spring and summer, when the cows drop their pats around the place, a couple of days later the chickens will be shredding that to get to the maggots. Yeah, so here's a little bit of milk. That's just the release, you know, basically how much I've got just from releasing the udders. It's okay, girl. It's all right, my beautiful. It's okay. Let's head up. I've got to filter this next and get it into the bottles and do a quick chill. So this is the next stage here for the milk. So effectively what I've got is sterilised jars or bottles. That's been sterilised with boiling water. And this is what we call a milk filter. This little guy, what it does is it takes any of the fine material that when I'm doing the milking drops in there. So a little bit of a bit of skin, a little bit of hair and all that stuff. This is like a microfilter, so it takes it all out. What I do with this now is this goes into the freezer for a quick chill. Because it's raw, we need to get that below 4 degrees really quickly. That's really important, otherwise any microorganisms that are in the milk that are potentially detrimental to our health don't exist under 4 degrees. I'll let it get to 9:30 or something this morning when it's below 4 degrees, and then I'll put it in the fridge.